Samsung. This is the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus, and it came out in 2023, which means it's about to celebrate its 2nd birthday. The question I'm going to hopefully answer in this video for you is this thing worth it in 2025, specifically the 4GB version of it? And if you're looking into the 8GB version of this tablet, just think about, how this tablet does, and then just like, 8GB is going to make everything a lot better. So like, if it, does terrible here, then the 8GB version is probably going to work a lot better. Design-wise, this tablet is, well, I mean, it's just fine. It's just a giant, aluminum slab. It's actually, sleek. Before we continue, today's video is sponsored by FossilByte.com, aka me. FossilByte.com is my website, and it's a website about preserving the history of tech companies. As you can see, so far we've got a pretty nice list of all these different companies: Netscape, Sierra Online, Compaq, IBM, all kinds of different things. The general idea of this website is to simply provide a lot of information about all of these companies in one simple, small, nice little website. Everything organized from timelines to product history to founders to what started the company, everything. Also, on this website, you can submit a company that doesn't exist, or you can submit edits to a company that does exist if something may be wrong. So yeah, that's FossilByte.com. You should definitely check it out. It's got a solid aluminum build. It's sturdy enough.
You sure about that?
Actually, no, it's not. Actually, yeah, I mean, it won't break under normal pressure, but if you set on it, maybe just be careful. But yeah, the only plastic on this thing is the bezel around the screen, and speaking of bezels, look how big those things are. I guess in comparison to other tablets, they're not that bad. This one has bezels that are all different sizes. That's just RCA quality for you. Other features it has are 4 speakers. Is that stereo? I think that's stereo, or I think there's another word for it that I can't think of, but it has 4 speakers, and they are, they're alright. And they are pretty loud too. That was barely half volume, so it can get louder, and they're not terrible. They're not great, I would say, but they are better than most tablet speakers I've heard. Another thing related to sound, this thing has a headphone jack. Though it's in like a slightly weird position, it does have one, so that's pretty cool. It's got volume and power buttons in the standard place. It also has a connector for a keyboard here, and these are the latches for it, and it also has expandable storage. I believe it's up to 1 terabyte, but if not, I'll just correct it on screen. And it does have a single very, very terrible camera. Well, I guess technically it has 2. It's got the front one and the back one. It's really hard to show it on video. The video actually makes it look better than it is, but in person, this is, terrible. If I can, I'll try to attach a photo of, what the tablet sees. I mean, you can kind of see. It's just not great, but to be fair, it's a tablet, so I mean, what do you expect? Here is a kind of montage with 4 pictures, and actually, after processing, they actually aren't that bad. These photos are actually okay. Selfie camera, well, it's about the same. I mean, you can read text and stuff, so it's fine. To be specific though, the back camera is 8 megapixels and the front camera is 5 megapixels, so pretty standard, I guess, for a tablet like this. When it comes to actual specifications, we have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 695, which is, pretty decent for this tablet, and only 4 gigs of RAM, as I mentioned before, which is, I mean, it's definitely a limitation on this tablet, but if you're using it for like regular tablet things like watching videos or like scrolling the internet, or doing messages or Discord, stuff like that, it works perfectly fine. Like, I can do day-to-day things like this. I can use ChatGPT, I can do Canva, I can scroll on Amazon, I can set up the calendar, I can use payment apps, I can watch YouTube, I can use Reddit, I can do all of that perfectly fine with little to no lag or any like errors or anything at all. And the 90 Hz refresh rate that this display has actually helps a lot with that. 90 Hz doesn't physically make the tablet itself faster, but it makes the display faster, which makes it feel more responsive. Like, compared to a 60 Hz display, which is, just really slow. I guess I can kind of put like an example on screen of what that is, but 90 Hz is definitely better than 60 Hz. Continuing on with the display, we've got an 11-inch TFT LCD at 1920 by 1200, which is kind of a weird resolution. It's basically 1080p, but like 1080p plus, so it's just taller, but it's not really 4K, so I'd say it's like full HD plus with 90 Hz. So like doom scrolling on TikTok or something will, feel buttery smooth. And also kind of going back into performance a little bit, when it comes to gaming and stuff on this tablet, it appears to be perfectly fine. My sister used it for a bit, and she played Roblox and whatever Colorful Stage is, and they performed great. There's no issues at all with them. And I also had Minecraft on here at one point. That was okay, but something like Fortnite, that just didn't really work at all. I mean, it was playable. I'll see if I can find a clip of that. I don't really feel like downloading Fortnite again, but it was You know, it was I think it was better than using like a, you know, like a GTX 760 on a Core 2 Duo. You know, it was usable. And when it comes to battery life in this thing has a 7,000 milliamp hour battery, and this thing lasts for a while. Like when I'm doing like normal use on this tablet, I can charge it to 100% and not have to charge it again for like at least 1.5 weeks. You know, like it goes at least a full week, you know, perfectly fine without needing a charge. Like actually, it is the 31st right now as of recording this video, which is a Sunday, and the last I charged this thing was on like the 23rd, which was last Saturday. So is this tablet worth it in 2025? Honestly, yeah, like this tablet is, you know, perfectly fine. It's on the cheaper side of tablets. It is a nice sturdy tablet. It is a nice metal build. The bezels aren't terrible. The screen is pretty good. You know, things like everything works on it. Like it just works. Even with 4 gigabytes of RAM, One UI is actually so optimized now that it is just okay. It's definitely not as good as the pro level like OLED, you know, tablets like the S9, and you can even find some of the used older S9s and older S generation tablets in general that are a little bit cheaper than this. But if you want, you know, security and a bunch of updates and stuff like that in the future, this tablet is pretty good. I think this tablet fits perfectly fine in the category of good enough. If you watched this video and liked this video, then you should probably subscribe, because you'll probably like the other videos that I will come out with, and maybe some of the existing ones. With that being said, I'm gonna get the flip out of here.